Hello, hello everyone. I'm back. I've been lazy. Been very lazy recently. Stuff has been going on, but I'm here. Hello, hello, as you can see, new model. As for the topic today, as you can see in the title, Mama Max came back after a year. He's been gone for a year. Now he's back. For those who don't know about Mama Max, which would be very surprising, but in long story short, ex-pedophile hunter, I would hope at this point, was big known, was friends with Mudaha, Night Dogs, multiple people, Nexpo, and then suddenly he made speaking is hard. And then he came out with most of it was one video a year, where he would make actions like, which one, YouTube? Pedophiles? Or the children? Which side do you on? Pick a side, YouTube. So that was always great. The Leviathans are coming for you. And last year he had another case, which was a werewolf vampire sex cult. Already great premise. Problem Max always said is that he tried to mix his pedophile hunts with a bit of ARG to make people more involved in it. I was like, here's the name, go find him. Yeah, so it came out that he has no arrest under his belt, but then he went to, I just want to, I want to empower the children. For me personally, I knew about Max back then when he was in his heydays. And no big opinion because I simply don't like pedo hunters. And especially because he decided to pick a fight with Tommy C, because Tommy C was one of the only ones a few years ago who were like, no, fuck this guy, he's a fraud. Hey, K-Hawk! Hello, Amber! I saw you with lightning speed. Hello, Name! Hello, Bonic Tonic! Hello, Saint! I remember before Max crashed out, I couldn't sit through his video because, just tell me the damn information. Yeah, it was always, as he put it, half fiction, half reality. So, take everything with a grain of salt, except for the name of the pedophile. Which is a pretty shady way to do it anyways. Even for a pedophile hunt. Hey, Kayak! Oh, favorite German? Hell yeah, I put that on a pin. So, now he came back after Mudaha and Nick kicked his ass pretty much last year with their videos showing that he was pretty much a fraud and how he had no idea what he was doing technically. Hello, Divine Jester. So, let's get into that. He wanted me to solve his riddle 3 to find out who the pedo was. Yeah, pretty much like that.
Hey everyone, welcome to the year-late Mama Max cancellation response video. This is a very dense video.
Oh, the big cancellation. We get an introduction, a recap, Night Dogs, Nexpo and Mudaha. Spencer's allegations, about the werewolf pedophile, with hundreds of victims. Personal questions and Belfigure, which is his dog. Their dog, I think. I think Dew's the only German I'm familiar with. See, I'm officially your favorite German now. I'm covering this so tonight. I'm not ready. I understand, Kayak. I completely understand that. Jesus. And it's 2 hours of this. 2.5 hours.
Video, so I've divided it into 5 main sections. Introduction and recap, Night Dogs, Nexpo, and Mudahar, Spencer's allegations, personal questions, and Belfgor. With that said, let's go and have fun.
Did you just say Belfgor? Hey web user, welcome. This got hit a notification for 5 minutes. It likes to hide me. It tries to silence my voice. It tries to silence me.
Hi. Hello. Why should we trust?
Hi. Look at him, our big smile. Why should we trust you?
There's 2 sides to every story.
Oh boy.
I'm sure you've gotten hundreds of one side. But there's still
Oh, I saw Nick's video in there.
Still a whole other side.
I think he mispronounced Belfigure. Or I'm stupid. I gotta ask who wrote the Camden fiction. Was it Mama Max? I think with Camden there actually was probably something going on. My personal opinion. But it wasn't. I wouldn't suspect it was a cult. I be hot take here, you know. Sounds eher like Discord roleplay group gone wrong. Also, new Drew, very fancy hair. We're here for the pain, aren't we? Yes, we are. And yes, I overdid my model again. There was an update. I
haven't seen yet, but that's gonna change. What happened? That's a lot to explain.
Oh, yeah,
so, a survivor reached out to me for help regarding a case of an alleged cult leader and child predator. And
show how in the why is Spencer pixelated? Show how he roared. Show it in the. I saw it in the video. Come on, do the roar. Do the roar.
Asked me if I could platform them to tell their story.
And I know, yeah, there's a little piece of fan fiction posted. Yeah, that was probably from one of the people in the group. Or Spencer. Who knows?
So I was just going to start a new format where we platform the survivors and let them have a voice. But I quickly realized that we needed help given the gravity of this case, and the purpose of our campaign.
Hello, have you contacted the police about your experience with Camden? No, not yet. I've only have screenshots. I didn't know what to do. I thought I was alone, or there was only like a few other victims. I never thought there were hundreds. You know, the cult with hundreds of victims that somehow has barely a trace. Until I watched Spencer's video, I never thought that put any justice. Justice is coming. I fear it never came. But we need your help. The Baldwin County Sheriff's Office is handling the case. Would you like their number to make a report?
Evolved to find more survivors in order to build a criminal case against the accused party, since he was
enjoying the Mama Max prison mate Luke style video. God damn it, Karis. Why did you have to say that? Now I see it.
Was still active.
Why did he pixelate Spencer?
Fulton County Sheriff's Office, Portwood.
Can I speak to Officer badge number?
And so I reached out to institutions, journalists, lawyers, and experts in the field of cult psychology.
Did you reach out to the police? You know, you have to keep up with that shit.
The leader uses these techniques to gain undue influence over his or her followers. We've often referred to this as brainwashing or mind control.
But most notably,
we know this as brainwashing. Yeah, dude, you sound normal.
Reached out to my peers on YouTube. The most influential among them was Charlie, who has helped.
Yeah, and you fake canceled him in one of your. You know when the pedo hunter puts Charlie big in his thumbnail, that comes across well.
Me in the past.
This also comes into play with Mama Max's video, if you remember that.
Privacy claims, but you also did that before with other victims that didn't want to be a Max video. We all already saw Spencer.
Controversy that happened. I imagine most people.
Yeah, so she couldn't take down the video. Yeah, I tried not to spoiler myself too much, but I heard that they didn't have such a nice fallout.
Don't know the situation and don't know Mama Max will see this and just be like, what the fuck is going on here?
His support has always been invaluable.
Hey man, thank you so much for getting back at me. Yeah, of course, man. When are you free to have a chat? I can chat for a little bit right now. I just wanted to inform you that Nexpo, Nick Crowley, and I now have an SPM thanks to you. Seeing you still defend those who need it most continues to prove you are one of the most virtuous and important people on the platform. Oh, sarcastic harder. Your gallantry does not go unnoticed, and it means a lot to you. Thank you so much, Charlie. That was super sweet. Thank you for the kind words, and super glad to hear you guys doing well. Your gallantry does not go unnoticed reminds me of the DM he sent to Nick. Your silence will not go unnoticed.
And since I've seen him fight corruption before, and he is one of the most respected voices on the platform, I truly believed he could make a difference. but it was difficult to get anyone to just listen to the
I'm scheduling a mass call within the next few months between many high-profile YouTubers and the cult survivors. Why? Even getting the survivors all in one group together is a bad idea. Because then people can just say, oh, they're all together, they had time to match their stories. This is retarded. I've been working with. I would like to invite you two to be present, just for 15 minutes. Your presence is all that matters. These girls just want to feel heard. They are the real deal. Do you all think you can make it? I'm down to talk more about it privately with you guys, if you're down for a quick call sometime soon. I need you to imagine me, 6 hours into livestream. It's early in the morning. I hear Oblivion like music in the background and it feels like I'm listening to an Oblivion NPC. He could have also hired a private investigator if the law couldn't do anything. Maybe I'm stupid, I don't know how PIs work though. You know what? I think it's also true. Anything but what he did.
the survivors.
Yeah, no, we have to talk to the big YouTubers. The big YouTubers will get us justice.
And so I created artificial drama.
Yes, name?
To get people's attention.
Oh, so I created fake dramas just so I can have attention. That sure makes you believable.
I could literally cancel you, Charlie. And to be clear,
You didn't put in the last part where you're like, it's right though. I'm the fucking pedo hunter. You know, that makes you look more unhinged than this little snippet there. Come on.
I was always upfront that the drama was fake.
This is a call to action disguised as a cancellation.
And that worked. Until it didn't.
Stop ignoring Mama Max. Yeah, so here, you want me to talk about it a little bit? That rubbed me the wrong way.
I still don't feel good about that decision. But then, the people that I trusted...
Dude, it was all fake and a joke, yeah. Very funny. Teehee. A big teehee.
The people that I looked
Just
up to...
a prank, bro.
The people that I considered my best friends...
Yeah, they're code word for you. Can Mama Max just Persona 3? No name.
They all turned on me.
Oh god, what was this fake laugh? It's not that funny.
An attempt to protect their own reputations, because they saw what was happening to me. And then they...
No, because they saw that you go crazy.
They resorted to creating their own deceptions around me. So that way, they could bury me. No one will ever believe what I say. I'm a fraud, I'm a liar,
I mean, you are a fraud and a liar.
I'm a manipulator.
You are a manipulator, though.
I'm a deceiver, I'm a monster.
Okay, don't make yourself sound cool now.
And then they wiped their hands and pretended like I never existed. But I do exist. And I do
Sadly.
have my own side to all of this. And that's what I'm doing now, is clarifying some things, presenting some new information that some of you might have not known. And hopefully in the near future we will resolve all of this drama.
What the fuck?
So that way we can get back to the more important work. Do you acknowledge that you've made
What is the more important work? Don't tell me you go back to pedophile hunting. Brother, the best you did, from what I've seen, is send pedophiles your ass and have a jerk-off session to your ass. Since no one went to prison.
mistakes, and if so, which? Of course, I've made mistakes.
Oh my god, what is this iZoom?
And I think one of my biggest mistakes was covering dangerous content at a time I was too immature and uneducated.
How old is Max again? Isn't he like in his mid-20s?
On the subject matter. It's important to note that I did not have a mentor. I
didn't have a mentor. In pedophile hunting? Are there mentors for this shit? I needed my I needed my pedo hunter sensei. Brother. He really wants to help victim. Why doesn't he go to college to learn law? Because he's stupid. Hi, Odin. Hello. Hello, Shadow. Hello, web user.
Have some military training, but I was
That's great, honey.
mostly learning.
He's 29. Yeah, very immature for his age. see, like IDubs and doesn't need to learn empathy with 32? Is that what happens here?
As I was going.
He was freshly
And I felt
29.
what I was doing was much too serious
What the fuck is that?
to ignore. The amount of child exploitation that is happening all over the internet still does not get enough exposure to this day.
Yeah, and you're not helping.
And that leads me to another big mistake, which was mixing fiction and non-fiction. For
What? He finally learned that maybe it's not a good idea. Crazy. Who would have thought? The worst part of this, honestly, honey trapping the PDFs. Those creeps are now gonna be more cautious, more dangerous to actual children. Yes. And even if he has it on, like he said, on camera, you know, on film or something, if he filmed it, probably would more like, from what I know, when it comes to law, that can be seen as actually something that hurts the case.
cases that are too volatile for dramatization. At the
This motherfucker took based on a true story too far. Yes.
time, I felt I could do no wrong if entertainment helps bring awareness to these very real issues. But retrospectively, it just creates confusion around what's real and what's not in
You know what? Pedophile hunting? You know what? Pedophiles should be entertaining. Fuck it.
the long term. But I have been quite transparent about this since the very
That's great. That doesn't help it.
beginning.
All information was hidden or censored, names and identities were altered to protect the privacy of non-consenting parties, all dramatization and the visuals dialogue are fictional and meant for storytelling purposes.
Yes, and this is a shit where no one knew it was real. And people took it as real, and you had no problem letting people believe that it was real. Find the mistake here, Max. I beg of you.
How would you explain that? It's like half fiction, half kind of a story?
I call it hybrid, like documentaries, because it's like, yeah,
Okay.
it is half fiction that is parallel to the real story, and then there's just the real story.
Yeah, you know what we need to do with pedophiles? We need to embezzle their stories. Really great. You were streaming and I wasn't told. I did the big take.
Which is why the full investigation was publicly available in the mega drives that were linked in the paste bins of my video
Bro, no one checks the descriptions and fucking paste bins, let's be real here.
descriptions that were then reported and taken
Except if you're a mega autist.
down with
Yeah, and then they were taken down. In a very mysterious way.
claims that they contained CSUM. But there was no CSUM, it was just documenting predators and their interactions with me. The entire investigation, from accessing the platform, creating an account, interacting on the site,
Bro, did you...
speaking with predators, speaking with victims, and
Hi, Quantum! Quantum, my sunshine.
everything that happened from beginning to end were present in OBS
Ugh.
screen recordings on those mega drives. There is so much information that I would
Bro, did you just have jerk-off sections with pedophiles while you acted like you were a teenager? Brother.
include in this very video, pertaining to previous investigations, that I now cannot present because these drives have been taken down. I did not create a backup because I was not comfortable keeping all of this evidence of predators on my personal computer.
Get an extra drive. They are external drives. I'm not at home. Oh no, Quantum. Come back home soon.
So my team helped me upload it and let it go to the public. Mega is quite clear that you can report objectionable material. Because our end-to-end zero-knowledge encryption means we do not know the nature of content that is uploaded, Mega is only able to take down content when a public link has been reported to us. And since these were videos of predators getting naked and masturbating...
Bro, did you just collect nudes from pedophile? Is this what you do in your free time? How does this help an investigation?
Under the impression that I am a minor, I don't necessarily disagree with this decision, but that was the only source proving that these investigations were real. And since they are gone, it has been very easy for everyone to say that they are just fake. But obviously they are not. These
obviously! Why did he collect this? Because it's evidence! Even though apparently never any official investigations happened, you know, or, you know, and no one went to prison. That counts as revenge porn, wouldn't it? I don't know how it's the case here. If anyone didn't notice, I'm not an expert in law. I just watched Law and Order.
Platforms and predators are very...
But you're not a minor, so you're kinda entrapping, which is against the law. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I know, at least, that if you act like you're a minor, and then you get a pedophile and you are like, hey, I'm a minor, how are you? You're so sexy. That can actually hurt a case.
Real. Some of these same creators have covered them with me on multiple occasions.
So, some of you may have seen the video that both...
You're not John A's attorney? I fear not. I'm just a retard on the internet.
Myself and Ryan did, but most importantly, Mama Max did, on a website called kidschat.net. It is a haven for predators.
We made reports to the FBI and NCMEC together. And
did you also follow up? Because those are always very important. Du would sip wine and watch Law and Order on a work night? I would, yes. On days where no streams are happening, you now know what I'm doing.
And I don't know how anyone can think that the predators are fake.
You mean you're not Clavier Gavin from the hit game Ace Attorney, aka Piano Gavin? I can't believe this. I'm sorry. Understandable. Very understandable. I apologize. I deeply apologize.
No, these are not paid actors. These are child predators. Some of
I can believe that. Problem is, nothing you did helped.
Them even have records.
And the sheriff says admits to sending pornography to a child, is now charged with pandering obscenity. Wayne Barnett is 60 years old, and the sheriff says Barnett sent the images to a 12-year-old.
Now, I'd like to clarify that I never actually claimed to personally get these arrests.
Went on and you said this guy was arrested, it was because of me, it was because of my video.
But I never said this.
So you did find out who he is. You did.
Oh, no. You will not do this. Wait a second. Half-baked podcast, because I just watched it today again. God damn it! I should have collected a time step, but here we are. Mama Max. Bullshit. Mama Max. There we go.
Hello, ladies and gents.
No. You will not do this. Not with me. I have the tism. Max. Suchen. Was video currently in police custody? There.
There's people out there saying I'm doing it to self-serve. I just want my video back up. I don't give a shit if my video comes back up. It did what it needed to do. The rapist that was in the video is currently in police custody. And
he's currently in police custody.
And was that as a result of your video, or was that prior to the
Yes. Max.
Yeah. Yes, it was because of the video.
Right.
The video.
Yes, it was because of the video.
Was about IMVU and this one predator. I made it about him and him alone.
IMVU is a game, right? You
Yes.
played the game and you exposed this guy.
Yes.
Do you mind walking me through the chain of events that led from your video to him being imprisoned?
Yeah, so I dropped the video. The end of the video is a call to action. Usually
The call to actions are also really retarded because they just cause people to put themselves into danger.
my videos are a call to action, like find him, and we did.
So in this case, find him meant like you didn't know who he was. You wanted his doc so he could go to jail.
All we had was his face and his voice.
Right.
And out of that, I said, find him. And then within 24 hours, we found him. And then I started social engineering all of his...
I started social engineering everything, guys. Because of my video, he is in custody.
Friends to give me his information, and they did. And then we pegged him. He fled to Mexico. We found where he was in Mexico.
We pegged him. Jesus. Max, you really something.
I don't know if the police... He was from Canada. So I don't know if the police asked
Yeah,
him.
so as we seen here, he claimed someone was in police custody all because of his video. Except if he wants to play word games here now. I just said in custody. I never said he was in prison.
Did find out who he is, but you didn't put him in jail. Is that fair to say?
I don't know if we put him in jail. Is what I'm...
Wait, did he backwalk it? Wait.
As all terrible people are.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if the police asked him to come back or he went on his own volition or they forced him to come back. I don't know any of those details. I just know he went back to Canada and was in police custody for a certain amount of time. I don't know if they did anything yet, but I will be making an update video about him soon.
So he was arrested.
Does Drew have a drama version of Jarvis built in Drumvis? Show me this guy's fumble. You know what? That would be so cool. I wish I had that. But like, show me the clip.
At some point, it's fair to say that. You know that.
I don't know if he was arrested or they just like interrogated him.
Wait, does he in the same interview? Does he just walk himself back now? Did he just walk himself back now? He said he was in custody and now he's like, oh, I don't know if they just interrogated him or, we don't know.
Like, you know how police they don't have to arrest you to question you?
Right.
Because I don't know if he did have previous victims before my...
He's just playing word games now. God damn it.
I'm saying.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And anytime a predator is arrested...
Walked back like 3 times already, yeah. No, dude, that's called Have the HC Podcast Death on speed dial. I went to the site and found there were people from my town and I said, let's meet up at the park and chat. It was 1:37 a.m. before he showed up and I had bought a baseball bat and a metal pipe from my garage. He shows up on his rundown car, he gets out and I start walking towards him. But in the distance, while my 2 friends that I brought along with me came from the other side of the street. We all had weapons to protect ourselves. I was able to get close and then I yelled, he's here! And me and my friends ambushed him. We were able to put him in a triangle. We asked him questions like, why are you here? He started to cry and say he didn't know what he was doing and that if we didn't back off, he would hurt us. He tried to make a move to get away by pushing one of my friends, but my other friends hit him in the back of the head. Ball bat. He brought and instantly knocking him out. We called the police and got him arrested. Thank you for bringing attention to this, cause if not, a random girl would have gone missing in my town. Jack.
I always credit my audience who do the legwork.
Yeah, my audience now gets out and beats the pedophile up with baseball bats. And putting themselves in danger.
It was all thanks to you.
And finally, I think platforming survivors before we were...
Notice he's saying it sheepishly, just surprised no one corked him back then, yeah. No, if only Du had the button for when she misgendered. I would have to restart a stream so often, Yen. And also you wouldn't get your jar. You wouldn't get the money from the misgender jar.
We're ready to handle the public was a huge mistake. I did read books and reach out to experts.
He read a book, guys. He read a book. Great.
And institutions to educate.
And I trust this guy who looks like an insane person.
Myself on the subject matter. I did get the consent of the victims who appeared in these videos before releasing them. And I did ask my peers for feedback, which most of them did not have anything negative to say until after the
fucking wait, will. So this is all private off web to show everyone this is real. Yes, everything is saved on our server. I'm interested in the sniper-wolf relation, just calling out the absurdity of that being what everyone cares about. Just a position? Absolutely, but it goes a bit deeper. And there's real shit going on. Exactly. You got it, bro. Got you. I get it now. I like it.
Feedback, which most of them...
Hey Caleb, we've just released a new video featuring Charlie, blending drama with significant subject matter, giving your character insightful content you create. I really value your perspective on it. If you have a moment to spare, your feedback would be greatly appreciated and could add significant depth to the ongoing conversation. I like it, man. Not sure how to assist with the view. It's very different from anything I've ever done. Yeah, that's how you can put it. It's sort of difficult still to see exactly the point. Still feels like an ARG, but it is good as fuck. You are just trying to get Charlie's attention? It's sort of difficult... Next, it's right here. It's sort of difficult to exactly point to see exactly the point. What does your video do if no one can understand the point? Are you fucking serious? And I don't think Will is a big expert on pedophiles.
Them did not have anything negative to say until...
If I was a victim of abuse and the guy it covering on a dark woman's novel reader voice, I'd be so horrified I would kill myself.
Till after the backlash, but clearly none of us were ready for what ended up happening. And I do take a great share of responsibility.
You mean that exactly that happened? What everyone told you would happen if you don't chill the fuck out?
For what happened. And I don't feel
I don't see the point. What positive feedback? Exactly. But it looked cool.
About it. Those are just a few mistakes out of many, many more I know I've made. But I'm always learning and trying to do better.
Yeah, with 29 you're pretty much still a child.
Why did you betray Night Docs despite all that he did for you? Is he lying or is he telling the truth that you made false allegations concerning him?
One of his defenders I argued with is saying that he's bringing attention to the issue. Not that he is actually doing anything else, apparently. Bringing attention to it is one thing. Because I can see the point when you're just trying to make the point, hey, people pay more attention to all this useless stuff, you know, that's simply just entertaining, than serious stuff. You can make that point, sure. And if you want to bring attention to it, go for it. But you don't bring attention to it by mixing fantasy with reality and fake actual crimes. Because one of his cases was proven that he actually pretty much invented a victim by dragging a mattress out of in the woods and saying that's where she was raped. And don't bring real people in it. Just do an ARG or something else that brings attention. He didn't bring attention to the issue, he brought attention to the dramatized version of the issue. Yeah. Just do ARGs when you want to do ARGs. Oh, Max was going to fake stuff, why not make something more creative, like, I don't know, vampire gay sex cult crowd over tightrope in a cult suicide. Yeah, no, don't give him ideas.
Actually really want to talk about this.
You also down then profit off it, you ghoul. Another big point.
So just for some background, I met Jim Pagel, creator of Night Docs, at PAX South 2020. This is where I also met Nexpo, Mudahar, and some other YouTubers. This was my first experience.
Also, you really see where his priorities are when he addresses Night Docs and Nexpo and Mudahar first. And then comes Spencer and his last case. Really amazing priorities here. I would think it would be the reverse order, you know. But hey, what do I know?
Experience meeting other YouTubers, besides a random collaboration with Official Duck Studios in 2019.
Welcome!
Why are you showing this?
Anyway, this was my first real friend group with other influencers. And I was a bit awkward, to say the least.
Are you covering Nextbo's Mega Drive response? I will do that probably on another day. I have my thoughts on Nextbo. I have my thoughts. But I will have to look through it first. Also, Muta released his statement on Twitter. Yeah, I will check these first before I cover them.
Right, you can speak to it? Yeah, I can speak.
Like, oh yeah, his video style was just horrid and always put me off. That was the thing that was not taken serious. That, and also, my opinion, his videos are towards people who are very much into the vigilante stuff. They say the word right. And very self-righteous. From what I talked to a few people about, for many victims who are also victims of grooming and pedophiles and everything, most of his videos are rather triggering. They make them uncomfortable, so that doesn't really help. Just like his latest video he put on fucking Patreon, which was pretty much, oh here, we made a movie version of child predation.
But I became very close with these people.
Max, answer the Discord call now. Answers. What the fuck?
Specifically Night Docs and Nexpo.
Max, no! And guys, whoa, guys, what's going on? Guys, I said stop, drawers, stop. The drawers, not my drawers. Give me the fucking camera.
And Ruby and I ended up moving in with Night Docs when he invited me. And from what I remember, Jim was a very kind.
Don't say anything, dude. Don't say anything. Friendship is magic.
Person. And an extremely loyal friend.
Max and Ryan, Nexpo, like, those guys are as close to being my brothers as you can be without being blood related. I mean,
why are you showing this? I don't understand the point here exactly.
I would do anything.
Speaking from personal experience, if you dramatize it too much, then people won't know what to actually look out for. Yeah, that was what I meant earlier. Because, like you said, half fiction, half reality, you know, just keep the name and the crime in mind. The rest is all fiction. But then also sometimes the crime is fiction, and then you're just like... Oh, dude, we seem to have a domino of commentators getting sick. You better not be next. I already was there. Haha. I was a big fan of Mama Max when he was doing YouTube Hell and Life Sucks Emu Wine Hours. I heard many people were fans of his when he did the Life Sucks series.
Anything for those dudes.
And I have so many fond memories with Jim. But Jim would often get on Ryan's nerves, Nexpo, when we would film together. I remember this happened with pretty much every episode of Cringe Kitchen, as well as Ben Drowns Again, that we all filmed together. And I think it was because Jim has ADHD. He is prescribed
Why is he getting outed for having ADHD now?
Adderall, and often drank a lot of energy drinks, on top of a nicotine addiction.
Not the nicotine addiction.
Jim would often get lost in whatever he was doing, and this would result in Ryan...
Bro has his nose over the mask.
...getting pissed off and venting to me about Jim.
Probably bring maybe Max and Nexpo along too.
Honestly, from what I already gathered, the whole friendship group was ass.
If they're up for it. I know Max will be all on board with it. Max is like...
You need a vacation, Saint? Come over. We do a German vacation. I bring you to German Ocean. I show you German Ocean. I show you German fish. I show you German Wurst.
Always, like, whenever I ask Max about anything, he's like, yeah, dude, let's do it. Come on, let's go. Like, he's
I was about to say, nicotine addiction doesn't make you do anything. It just makes you grumpy when you don't get your cigarettes.
Really awesome that way. Ryan tends to be a little busier, and
Are you throwing shade on me now, Saint? Does anyone not just run off nicotine caffeine mania?
All that, so not as easy to get a hold of. Not as easy to get a hold of Nexpo all the time. He also shuts his phone off quite a lot too. So
Germany's literally not connected to any ocean, just the sea. Shut up, ocean and sea is the same for me.
he's hard to get a hold of unless he wants to be.
Max put the Spencer and Camden stuff at the end of the video because it's the thing most people wanna see, makes people switch through the other shit. Now you make me want to skip this thing. Now you want to skip me the personal stuff.
Available.
You will also show you crazy sugar. Ja, Quantum comes over too.
Ryan and I would become closer than brothers. I think just because he was a year older than me and our opposing personalities mixed well. And there were times when he would ask me questions about living with Jim. So when Ryan and I would hang out without Jim, he was always very curious about what was going on at his place. So he would ask me questions. Ryan always loved talking about Jim. Anyway, I fell in love with a woman who was helping me hunt predators.
Don't make me pull up a world map here on stream.
And Jim graciously let me invite her to stay with me.
What the fuck?
For a week. And this is when I started hearing the first rumors about
Why are you filming yourself and your girlfriend in the bathroom?
Jim from this girlfriend. Because she
Can I come if I bring Monster Energy? Hell yeah, come over, Yen.
was chronically online and spent most of her time on all of our Discord servers and participated in a lot of the gossip that happens on these servers. It wasn't anything serious.
What?
It's just that Jim was very flirty with women, which isn't a crime, so I didn't really care. But again, when Ryan would ask me questions, I would answer him honestly. And since he was also hearing some of the same stuff from his own Discord server, we would compare notes and discuss what we've been
Yeah, our friend is a freak to woman. Let's compare notes.
hearing. And then we started witnessing firsthand how Jim would behave with women in real life, saying some...
I'm starting to get... I'm starting to zone out. What does it have to do with anything? This one friend is a freak to woman. Okay.
pretty inappropriate things that would create some awkward situations. And it's not like he was hurting anyone, but I think because of that...
I'll bring Monster, but only sugar-free white Monster. Then stay gone, Tuski. No sugar-free for me. I need my sugar.
And the rumors, and some other personal stuff. Over time, we started to distance ourselves from Jim, and eventually we just stopped talking to him. That was the extent of my relationship with Night Ducks, but things did not get that bad for him until VidCon 2022.
Okay.
When Ryan told Mutahar about all of this. And that's when Jen, Mutahar's wife...
Why do you not pixel out Jen? I don't think she approved of being in the video.
...wife told us about her experience.
That's the thing, dude. It doesn't. Oh, great.
...experiences with Night Docs.
You know, in it regards, like, Night Docs. The whole situation is like, you know, you hear some things and then you're trying to figure out where they're coming from, and then you find out, you know, it was originating from Max the whole time.
Yeah.
Not that Night Docs doesn't...
He hates Jen. I saw Xylee's stream earlier. Xylee said that Jen never said anything about Night Dogs like that to her. Which is, again, quite interesting, because they were also friends. So if Jen was like a gossip queen, you know, and tells everyone that it came from that stuff, you would think that she would have told Xylee about it.
Doesn't have fault of things of his own.
Now I'm gonna leak her DMs that she sent during my cancellation
to
a witness who will be speaking shortly. Hey, I remember a couple years ago hearing the whole Jim and the waitress story and that you felt uncomfortable. Was I remember things wrong? It was some joke from Jim about him and I potentially spit roasting with a waitress that talked to us there. It came out of nowhere and it just...
Ugh. She's literally saying Max is the origin of the rumors, yeah, and he claims that Jen was one of the people who spread the rumor.
Surprised me, on top of me thinking it was just weird and disrespectful.
Wait, I need to pull back. Maybe I just zoned out. Sorry. Attention back. Okay.
That bad for him until VidCon 2022, when Ryan told Mutahar about all of this. And that's when Jen...
Okay, when Ryan told Mutahar about Night Dogs being a freak towards women.
Jen, Mutahar's wife, told us about her experiences with Night Dogs.
You know, in regards like Night Dogs. The whole situation is like, you know...
Okay, this is on a video, the end of Mama Max. So now Jen is claiming that it came from Mama Max.
You hear some things and then you're trying to figure out where they're coming from, and then you find out, you know, it was originating from Max the whole time.
Yeah.
Not that Night Dogs doesn't have fault of things of his own.
Now I'm gonna leak her DMs that she sent during my cancellation.
Okay.
To a witness who will be speaking shortly.
Okay, so there she claimed that the rumor originated from Max. And now there are her DMs with someone else during the cancellation. Okay.
Hey, I remember a couple years ago hearing the whole gym and the waitress story and that you felt...
This was February 2024. Okay, yeah, that was shortly after the cancellation.
Was I remember things wrong? It was some joke from Jim about him and I potentially spit roasting with a waitress that talked to us there. It came out of nowhere and it just surprised me, on top of me thinking it was just weird and disrespectful lol. He's saying now the waitress was into it. From what I remember, she wasn't around at all when the joke was made, and I can't recall him talking to her directly.
He's saying now the waitress was into it. Ugh. No, guys, I wasn't being a weirdo. She was into it.
Unless it was while I was in the...
Why does it matter where it came from now? I'm so confused. It matters pretty much where it came from, because Night Dogs was pretty much ostracized from the whole friend group because of two rumors. That he was a creep to women and showed himself naked to a child. To someone who later said they are a child. Yep. And was a bad father. And that's why everyone distanced themselves from him. Jesus.
The bathroom, I don't know. I mainly remember everyone there just being like, what the fuck, when he said that to me. I can't speak for the waitress if she'd be into that talk or not. I'm just trying to piece together some things because cool, it's not a pedo, I guess. He was still out of pocket and obnoxious.
Okay, so now she makes sure about him being a freak to women, because now they found out that Max lies about people being pedophiles, so that's how Night Dogs pretty much got exonerated. Gotcha. The video is weird because it assumes you know everything about the situation around Mama Max. You don't know the whole situation about Mama Max, you crazy.
I feel for the dude. I feel like it's textbook.
Or am I dumb? To be fair, I've been cleaning my room, so the chemicals and bleach are probably affecting me. That's fine, and I am here to explain. German teacher explains to you.
Divorcee dad behavior.
But also, it's really not all that important. You know, he could just say, no, it wasn't me.
As for the other claims, I have no idea. He got too pushy with me before I met Muda. He can't read a...
Wait. Night Dogs try to get luck with... Okay.
Room.
I mean, it has nothing to do with the situation, but it's still wild.
Just for everyone to be crystal clear on this, Mutahar and Jen were already saying, and I quote, Night Dogs is a fucking creep. Even Mutahar himself admits he did not hear any of the rumors from me.
In regards to...
Okay, when it comes to him being a creep. But the question is, who came up with the rumor that he was a pedo?
Jim or Night Docs, there were two allegations. One of them, which had come from Max, allegedly, in amongst a friend group, about him not being necessarily the best dad. There were two key things. One of them was him being asleep most days, and then the other was that Max would have to step in and feed his children cereal or whatever else was in the house. This is something that I heard, again, not from Max, but through our internal friend group. And
yeah, but who came up with the rumor then?
while this one definitely raised some questions about, okay, you gotta be attentive if you're the dad, it wasn't necessarily the most serious thing. However, what was more serious was the allegation where he had allegedly started unzipping himself in front of a minor, exposing himself over a Discord video call. Now, I actually confronted Jim about this one specifically because I wasn't exactly...
Okay, wait.
I need to know the bottom of this truth, or I need to understand or at least get his side, because obviously I met the person in reality. Me and my wife confronted him, and in this situation, Jim obviously categorically denied that he had done anything, but I didn't have any evidence for or against Jim, and in spite of all that, I still decided to, hold back my connection, not talk as much anymore. We weren't necessarily the most talkative people anyway.
Hey, Yen, thank you for the 5. My head hurts. I need a fun fact. Did you know Viagra can heal jet lag on hamsters? You're welcome. You know what? And you get a... Or you don't get it. You get a pet. Come on, you need it.
Anyways, but this absolutely sealed the deal, and that's just because I don't really like to interact with somebody that even has that kind of an ick on them or that stain.
Mura. No, I saved my comments for another day.
What's true or what isn't. In this situation, I just decided to dial back the friendship that I had. Obviously, considering everything now, I'm more inclined to believe Jim at his word, given the other party.
So let's break this down. Mudahar claims that there were 2 allegations. One of them, only one of them, had come from me. Allegedly.
One of them, which, yeah, he worded himself terrible on that one.
Which was that Jim was a bad dad.
No. He said this one didn't came from you.
And then Mudahar even admits he did not hear this.
He did not hear from Max that he was a bad dad. Am I retarded? Okay, let's listen back to this. Attention everyone, I need a retard check.
To believe Jim at his word, given obviously that, but me about what was more being.
Oh God, Mudahar, why do you talk so much?
I quote, Night Docs is a fucking creep. Even Mudahar himself admits he did not hear any of the rumors from.
What even happened with Mudahar? Why do people hate him? Is it because he's snaky about the Naxtaku stuff? I will talk actually about it in another stream. He pretty much flip-flopped from one side off to the other and has not been very honest about it, so...
Me.
In regards to Jim or Night Docs, there were 2 allegations.
One of them had come from Max.
One of them, which had come from Max, allegedly, in amongst a friend group, about him not being necessarily...
Okay.
The best dad. There were 2 key things. One of them was him being asleep most days, and then the other was that...
Okay, so this one came from Max, that he was a bad dad.
Max would have to step in and feed his children cereal or whatever else was in the house. This is something that I heard, again, not from Max, but through our internal friend group. And while this one definitely raised...
Huh? Am I retarded now? First he said... Okay, there were 2 allegations.
2 allegations. One of
them, which had come from Max...
Which had come from Max, allegedly,
allegedly?
Group, about him not being necessarily the best dad.
That Night Dogs is not the best dad.
2 key things. One of them was him being asleep most days, and then the other was that Max would have to step in and feed his children cereal or whatever else was in the house. This is something that I heard, again, not from Max, but...
Is it not from Max? Why do people make it so hard?
but through our internal friend group. And
the implication would be that Max told Ryan and Ryan told Muda. Just guessing, I don't know who actually told him. God damn it.
And while this one definitely raised some questions about, okay, you know, you gotta be attentive if you're the dad, it wasn't necessarily the most serious thing. However, what was more serious was the allegation where he had allegedly started unzipping himself in front of a minor, exposing himself over a Discord video call. Now, I actually confronted Jim about this one specifically because...
Okay. So the one about him being a bad father came from friends who allegedly heard it from Max. Gotcha.
Still decided to most talkative interact with somebody that even had. In this situation, I just decided to dial back the friendship.
Father! And this is what people will get got on. Because they can't talk. Honestly, could be me.
Know what's true or what isn't. In this situation, I just decided to dial back the friendship that I had. Obviously, considering every...
Let's break this down. Only one of them had come from, and then Mutahar even admits he did not hear this rumor from me. It was from an anonymous source within the internal friend group that he intentionally does not name, who was spreading these rumors to him. And then the other allegation, which Mutahar has already implied, did not come from me, because remember, only one of them came from me allegedly, which was that Jim was exposing him.
What would you prefer, ACC liar or PR-trained commentary bro? ACC liar, because PR-trained commentary bro will throw so many big words at me that I wouldn't know where to start. And then I get confused and then I start to cry.
Himself to a minor over a Discord video call. So if these rumors did not come from me, who did they come from?
Dum-dum!
It was Ryan who spread those rumors to...
Okay, so he now claims it was Nexpo who spread those rumors.
Mutahar. And from my memory, Mutahar and Jen spread those rumors to everyone else, telling every other YouTuber that...
But again, like I said, from what I heard from Xylee's stream earlier, Jen didn't talk to Xylee, or didn't say to Xylee that Nightox was a predator who abuses his kids, so... Of course, that's just one of them. But still.
Nightox is a predator who abuses his kids. And I was like, okay, I guess that's what these people do.
Oh, you just saw how one of your friends tells your other friends, oh, you know, he is a pedo and a child abuser. You're just like, oh, cool. That's what you do. You know what? This all just sounds to me like they're a shitty friend group. Get better friends, every single one of you. And be better friends.
Record, I was not even...
Or don't have friends.
...present while this was happening. But you could say we were all responsible for spreading rumors about Nightox. But of course, when I start getting canceled, they reached out to Jim and pinned all of these rumors on me. My statement on the Mama Max video just released today by Nicholas Diorio, where I explained for the first time what Max did to me. I'm grateful to Nexpo, Ordinary Gamers, and others who listened. I'm grateful to you. Nightox will return soon. I know people have been wondering where I went.
I still need the monster can for the VTuber because it looks always so weird when I start to drink.
And why I fell off so abruptly. My comments section is full of questions. The truth is that over a 3 to 4 year time span, I experienced one traumatic event after another. I was suffering from severe depression, then I went through...
Why do you read Nightox's depressive post yet now?
A messy, identity-shattering divorce. The woman I loved and knew me better than anyone rejected me. I lost my job, facing more rejection about my ability to do what I was hired to do professionally. My grandmother died, my house flooded during the big Texas freeze, and since I no longer had a job, I was on a mortgage payment deferment, which meant I believed I didn't have home insurance.
Give your VTuber one of those beer heads with stores. You know what? I need a beer head with Monster Energy. giving me fuel the whole day.
So I wasn't able to repair the damage, and my house became a depressing mess, falling into disrepair with a concrete slab for a floor. My house then caught fire during a live stream. On top of all...
Bro, when it rains it pours, huh?
This, some of my closest friends who I thought knew me well completely rejected me and cut me off. So this is true. We all cut him off. There were multiple reasons for why this happened. Some I already explained, and there's others I probably don't even know about.
When I lost all my friends, I just went away from YouTube and all that. Like, I just lost all of my self-esteem. I just felt like I was, like, irredeemable. There was something wrong with me that nobody would ever want to be around me, and I had no idea what it was that I did, but I was like, I'm obvious.
It's crazy hearing... It was really crazy to hear all this while it happened. After you saw him... Was it Night Dogs or Nexpo who went on... who argued with Tommy? Because they defended him really hard. You could have your own Dew Monster Energy, that would be your unique flavor, hell yeah. I wanted to taste just like the original.
Just a piece of shit.
So you'd say this impacted...
Jelly says Max Tagalong sounds like he's trying to speak the gay version of it. Oh no.
Your career, I guess.
Absolutely, it impacted my career. I completely fell off.
And while I was given an explanation, it didn't make any sense to me. Then I found out that Max, who I had opened my home to and allowed to live rent-free just so I could have a friend nearby to help alleviate the loneliness and isolation I was feeling, had gone behind my back and spread false allegations of the worst sort about me to my closest friends and didn't even have the courage to tell me. Worst of all, I could not defend myself because not only did I not even know my character had been completely assassinated, he had so much credibility.
And another one called into... Was it Augie? Who then argued with them there? I know there were 2 instances where one of them called into streams to argue in Mama Mac's favor.
Both publicly and privately that I didn't stand a chance of being believed, even if I knew about what he had said. I simply wasn't strong enough anymore.
His allegations against me range from I'm a neglectful parent.
Oh, but you didn't do that to Magneta. Okay, buddy. Yeah, that was about to say later on. Because, to be fair, even if he wasn't the one responsible for Night Dogs, what about Magneta? Because on this one, you know, on the dude who gave the woman who had bad experience with you a platform. Suddenly he was a pedophile. And who was your ace? Your ace in the back? Your sister, who said, oh, I saw him, he went to the high school. And just hang out there in the cafeteria. And he also sent a dick pic to a minor.
I am a creep, that I'm a pedophile. Essentially, the one that I was...
That's why it's not hard to believe that he would have done something similar to Night Dogs.
Most bothered by, really, was when he was calling me a pedophile. He wasn't saying it publicly. None of the allegations he had against me were said publicly. He was doing it all behind the scenes with the people that I was closest to.
The truth is that we were all doing this behind the...
K-Hawk, I love you for remembering me. I don't think the Magneta situation is addressed at all in this. Maybe in personal questions, but otherwise... My dude. Because he claimed that Magneta was a pedophile until the very end.
The scenes. But it seems no one else wants to take accountability for it. Among some of the many
you the king of accountability. Yeah, sure.
Other things they don't want to take any accountability for. But don't worry, we will get to them later. And
great.
as you will soon see, their noses are not clean.
That was dirty.
This time I'd completely run out of money and knew it was too dangerous for me to live alone. So I moved in with my parents, further eroding my self-esteem. My father and brother and I spent months repairing the damage from the flood and the fire and sold my house. I had what seemed to be undeniable empirical evidence that I was a toxic piece of shit that people were better off without. With nothing left to live for and no visible path to an existence worth enduring, I came within hours of doing something very stupid and very permanent. I had a plan, a place, and had made up my mind. I planned on leaving no note, because at this point
I still don't understand why he needs to read all that out. I don't know what this has to do with anything. Yeah, I get it. Night Dogs was in a dark place.
I felt like I was so worthless that it wasn't even worth explaining anything. And then my daughters saved me. The image of their faces too young to understand and so unconditionally loving, it wasn't fair. My parents checked me into a mental health facility that evening where I stayed for over a week and a half. So I do feel really bad for Jim.
Brother! Was this all just for you to say this?
And I can empathize with what he was going through, considering I'm going through pretty much the exact same thing.
Are you fucking serious? How is this exactly the same thing? Are you a retard? Why do I even ask? Of course he is. How is this the same as you? How is this the same? Severe depression, okay, maybe you have that. You having a divorce? I don't think so. Am I anyone rejected me? Lost your job? Okay, you lost your YouTube job. Boo-hoo fucking who. Ability to be professional. Did your grandma die? Did your house flood? Mortgage payment. Did your house caught on fire? Do you have kids to take care of? Has anyone accused you of being a pedophile? And I mean, seriously? Not just some rando who is like, you know what, maybe Max does the pedophile hunter because he's one. I don't mean these ones, I mean someone who made serious claims.
That these same people are claiming I orchestrated.
What? Because, dude, Max said it was the same. He has been possessed by the spirit of the prison mate. No, don't say that.
Pretty interesting, huh? Until only...
No, that is a stupid point.
Only last week, when Nexpo called me to tell me what Max had done to me behind the scenes, I really believed everything that had happened to me was deserved. I'm just now starting to put my life back together. So for any of you that just missed that, Night Docs just revealed that all of this is stemming from a call with Nexpo.
Yeah,
what
great.
Ryan initially told me, that him calling me a pedo or whatever, Ryan told me the story that he basically brought me up out of the blue.
So regarding Jim, there were two specific stories that Max really harped on when it came to Night Docs.
Okay.
At least whenever we had our little, I guess, falling out. So Max was convinced that Jim was this pedophile creep. And he backed up this claim with, firstly, a story about an inappropriate conversation that he claimed Jim had with a minor. As it turned out, this person was not a minor at all. They had told Jim their age at one point, which I believe was like 25 or so. I'm not entirely sure, but that's that whole story that Max always like referred to.
Also, he's stealing Lio. Lio's interesting. Damn.
Back whenever he would call Jim a predator. There was another story.
Maybe Lio is the mentor he wished for. You will never know.
That led to more of Max believing Jim to be, I guess, a creep. And it involved one trip to a restaurant that he and Jim had way back when Max was
Oh no, a 25-year-old minor. Oh, the freshly 25.
With Jim. Apparently Jim was, making moves on the waitress and, continuously hitting on her, and he just wouldn't stop, and it made this, I guess, situation.
When do the Leviathans show up? In almost an hour. This might become a two-parter.
Or this dinner that they were at, very tense and awkward. Basically, every single time that I was with Max during the time when we had our, I guess, falling out, I guess you could call it, Max would perpetuate this narrative that Jim was this pedophile creep, and he would always refer back to these two stories. And I guess I just never really vetted them because Max kind of planted this.
Brother, what is with all these people and never vetting anything? Nexpo and Mudahar too. These people never really vet anything. They're just like, oh, you know, Max said it, and Max is so believable. I'm sorry, but if someone tells me that my friend is a fucking pedophile, I want to see some proof. Am I crazy? I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm going down to crazy town. Yeah, I ain't doing that all tonight. Understandable.
This idea in my head that, oh my god, we're associated with Jim. We have to cut Jim. We cannot be associated with someone like this. He's a pedophile, he's a creep, he's all of these things, and we can't associate with this guy. And in hindsight, it's silly.
Right now, your bullshit detectors.
In hindsight, it's silly. You don't say.
Actors are probably going off like crazy.
2025 is my year of just believing everyone. We're doing no research. Thank you, gay.
Crazy, because this story.
Yes, Ambre. Ambre, excuse me.
It makes absolutely no sense.
You're right, Nick. My bullshit detector.
Why are you using this picture of Nick? That's evil. That's evil. He's evil. Okay, wait, I was supposed to check this code. 1 minute. Oh no! Thank you. Dude drawn in Franziska von Karmas outfit. Thank you so much, I love it. I needed that. I needed that. I'm tuned back in. I'm tuned back in. Thank you very much.
Detector is going off like crazy. So Mutahar made 2 claims that he literally admits.
Now I'm officially a lawyer.
He did not hear from me. That Jim is a bad dad who sleeps all day, and that there's a Discord video of him unzipping his pants to a minor. Which is completely different from the 2 claims Ryan is making, which is that Jim was having an inappropriate conversation with a 25-year-old adult that apparently I claimed was a minor, and then that Jim is flirting with a waitress. And their response...
Yeah, we heard the story with the waitress, and just because they both remember different stories doesn't mean that it's a lie. Could always be that you said different stories to different people.
To these supposed claims is not to investigate it any further.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid. I can agree on that. Like I said, I think it's fucking stupid that they didn't look into it. Just like, yeah, Max said so. Max is credible. I believe him. Fuck my other friend, he's a pedophile.
It's just to disassociate from Jim, even though they knew Jim longer than they knew me. They just blindly believed these claims I supposedly made that, again, Mutahar admits.
But also, YouTubers are kinda stupid.
Admits I did not make. And, okay, yeah, Nick, you're right.
Why are you doing Nick dirty like that?
Stories don't make any fucking sense whatsoever. Pretty funny, then, that you made an entire video, your crowning achievement, based on these unsubstantiated claims.
Okay, it's not just about these claims, Max. Max, honey, even if this whole rumor about night dogs was wrong, it was a real small part on the video. Okay, most of it was about your current case with Spencer. Okay? Calm your tits.
Good job, buddy. I have a good therapist. My daughters love me with the child.
Oh my god, why don't we read the rest of the depression post?
Innocence that heals with every hug and kiss on the cheek. They know that daddy is sad but are too young to understand. But they truly saved my life by simply being who they are, and the thought of them dealing with the fact that their father wouldn't be around for birthdays, graduations, weddings, all of the boy problems, it kept me alive. If not for myself, for them. I recommend watching Nicholas Diorio's latest video, linked below, talking about what Max has done broadly. You'll hear me speak on the record for the first time about all of this. So just by looking at the thumbnail, I can immediately tell that Nicholas Diorio is going to be as honest and objective as possible. By giving me additional hair and enhancing...
Are you now crying about the fucking thumbnail? If for serious. Is he crying about the fucking thumbnail? I think he looks even better at it than he looks now.
Enhancing the shadows on my forehead to make me look as creepy as possible. It's not like this is an example of visual manipulation and deceptive framing to influence the
okay, this one is just funny.
perception of the audience that all
now I gotta do as Manfred von Karma. I get Ace Attorneyed. Wait, are we reading chat? Why is Stu turning into Ace Attorney characters? So I get my lawyer's license, apparently.
All of these dramatubers are known to use. It's clearly an accurate...
He made me look older, how dare he? There's no difference, he has just changed the exposure. Bruh, he acts like they used just a worm-drawn picture of him. Brother.
Presentation of empirical truth and reality.
If you were to make a video on Nick and you would do this to him, I would think that's funny. But the video would be stupid, but the thumbnail would at least be funny.
Reality. Especially given that Nicholas Diorio originally had no criticism.
I'm kinda confused if this is a trailer or something else, but there's not really much I can critique here. If your point is that celebrity damage gossip is gets a shitload of views and serious stories lacking the same level of exposure often get pushed to the wayside, I'm in agreement there, but that extends further than this platform. Not just kind of dark reality in the modern news cycle. I assume that that's why Charlie, Nerd, and Jack are in here so predominantly. Definitely not a coincidence Nerd is in here after he escaped together a Sniper Wolf video, after being gone for so long. Also random, is Jake Bears a fucking furry? Random question. But again, I'm kinda confused if this is a trailer or something else. Yeah, if he's confused if this is a trailer or something else, of course there is not much he can critique. And I watched the Nicholas Diorio stream earlier. From what I understood, he said it was like a 30 seconds teaser, you could say, of his video. So it was only 30 seconds of the video.
When I first showed him the Charlie video. And then once he saw the backlash...
I would appreciate that, man. Thank you. Hey, Mix. I put it out in a tweet from light criticism. Probably one of the more measured ones you're seeing these days, based off the stream I've seen. I'm also announced that I will be doing a stream following my upload. I figured I would make a day off it and maybe go through your entire Campton Gerard Davis catalog. So that at the very least, if it devolves into drama, my audience will see it all. I've largely tried to stay out of the direct drama between you and my friends publicly, as you and I have been talking about this stuff. I figured my own feed followed by a solo stream would be the fairest possible way to discuss everything. That sounds great, Nick. Thanks for letting me know. So if you watched it at that time, you could literally see Nick's opinion changing during his streams. In the first stream, he was really charitable with Max. No, he was like, oh, let's see what we can do here, and try to stay neutral. But then Max kept doing one stupid thing after the another, and so of course Nick's opinion changes. Like, what is this retard doing? So he can't even say that this came out of nowhere. Nick has been quite honest with it on his streams.
He changed his mind to have a few light criticisms. And then after...
Yeah, because his first criticisms were pretty light. Until you started doing further bullshit.
Mudahar recruited him to be his lapdog in the defamation campaign.
Oh, his lapdog. Are you fucking serious?
And he took a complete 180 and did everything.
He didn't take a complete 180. I'm sorry, Max. You pretty much tried to blackmail him by saying, your silence will not go unnoticed. To cover your shit. Then he agreed to do it on stream. He was very charitable. What is he supposed to do when you pull one stupid stunt after the other? Still be like one of your little seals who are like, oh, that's so great, Max. That's so great. Yeah, you get them pedophiles. Oh, so great. You're so great, Max. No. He will call your shit out. And then people still try to help you. Mudahar and Nick try to give you advice on what to do. And you were like, nah, I got this. And continue to do everything except what they advised you to do. Fucking retard.
Everything in his power to make me look as horrible as possible, literally creating a video called "This Video Will Make You Hate Mama Max."
Oh, now he's criticizing the title. No, a drama YouTuber does a drama title for his drama video? Fucking shocker.
It's not like he lied to my face, saying he's gonna keep everything between.
Max, everything I say to you here will remain private because I'm not trying to make the situation any harder for you. Inject myself into the actual content, but you need to get these girls the help the internet can provide. Find a journalist, get them a good lawyer, and set them up for success, please. I think you are widely in over your head. It's something you haven't experienced before. And I don't want to contribute further to this. I have been watching everything publicly for 10 hours across 2 streams, and my head is spinning, trying to piece this together. I can't imagine how difficult it is behind the scenes if I choose to continue believing you have everyone's best interest at heart. And this was a series of missteps. Max, this is off the table if you continue your bullshit and you bring it to a point where there's nothing else left. Brother.
Between us, and then subsequently leaking our DMs and private conversations.
Oh, now you're crying about leaking DMs. Cry me a fucking river.
Without our consent, by the way.
Without our consent, we got fucking raped. Yeah, sure. The mom called. In the full call, I literally cry, asking why he prioritized commentary channels over speaking to any of us. Anything, the full call makes him look bad. Spoiler for those who haven't seen it, the full call makes him look worse.
To get a head start on the narrative, so that way I can't respond without everyone immediately think I'm lying about everything. Jim, I'm glad you got a platform to speak your truth that was worm-tongued into you by Ryan, who no longer wanted to be associated with his best friend that was getting cancelled. Yet the survivors and I have yet to be platformed by any of these people. Some of which outright
Why would Nicholas Theorio, the ultimate rape review guy, platform your survivors? Do you hear yourself? You wanted your survivors, who you thought were a dangerous werewolf, vampire, fantasy, sex rape cult, pedophile sex rape cult, on the ultimate rape review. Are you insane? And you're still complaining about that shit? The pure balls on this man.
Denied us a platform.
Hi, Miva. Welcome to Pain.
Despite the fact that we are direct sources of information for our side of the story. It's
direct hours of information, yes. All from your survivors. Nothing anyone can actually show or do. Great, great, great.
Almost like this was an orchestrated attempt to keep us silent.
Yes, they wanted to bring you down from the very beginning. The cabal had his eyes on you.
And only platform each other.
Yeah, because they are like, yeah, we're tired of his shit. And this was the Mama Max apocalypse. This is where they were finally done with your shit and looked back at everything how it went down. Are you now serious? Now you're being a bit dishonest here. You're being a bit dishonest here, Max.
What? No, that's not an echo chamber. That's a beacon of truth.
That's a lot of people who would usually very much disagree with each other. But somehow they all came to the same conclusion that you are a retard. Congrats.
And then anyone that was asking...
was literally in the stream and you were rude, ignorant, triggering to survivors and beyond arrogant by asking a question and then refusing to let him reply. You only wanted to yell at him. Yeah, this is stupid. I'm rude, guys. I didn't bend the knee to the great Mama Max. The Leviathans are coming for me. Based, Xylee. Based. Also, didn't you literally admit to Xylee that you don't even know how the court system works? Honey, it's not how it works. And I know this person who made this. I have seen the person who made this comment around. They are not exactly... How do I say this nicely? Not the type of person I would want to talk to.
Critical questions of them or showing support to me or the survivors were getting doxxed and harassed for having a different opinion than what cancel culture would allow for. So yeah, that's really great, Jim. What he did to me pales in comparison to the damage he has caused to the women he allegedly abused and the victims of CSA that he's failed through his own narcissism and unchecked megalomania. I and my friends that you destroyed are moving on. The damage is done, but the healing has begun. Out of the darkness, we can all find light. Jim.
Oh.
So, you all may be wondering, do I have any proof?
Bro united the elves and the dwarves because they both hate him. Exactly. That's what you could say it. They can tell the difference between names and start with T. I believe it. Jesus.
To my side of the story.
Oh, sure.
You know, I really wish that was something you guys would ask of them. They have failed to provide any evidence that I did all of this, and yet everyone believes them. And now the burden...
Yeah, probably because you've been such an asshole.
...of proof is on me that I did not do these things, which is actually impossible. How do you prove you did not do something? But I will show you what I do have.
Oh, sure.
So this is my Discord correspondence with Ryan. He deleted all of his messages.
Yeah, that's pretty retarded of him. And also, he didn't have a backup. You know, when you do it with the retract.net or whatever the name is, then you can at least get an export of them. But of course, he didn't have this, so... He said he didn't want to have his messages in there because he knew Max will try to use it against him. But deleting all your messages can look just as bad as when someone tries to throw around your words. But at least you then have a chance to explain what you actually meant. Now he can just say, hey, pretty suspicious that you deleted all your messages.
I think because he knew I was going to expose him one day.
No, it was because he was scared that you would twist his words, honey.
There were many times he would talk shit about Jim.
I can believe that. No, I will be a little bit fair. I can believe that. Because Nexpo sounds like he's a bit of a shit talker himself.
Even videos where he would make fun of Jim. He deleted all of them. But I mean, feel free to read through my own messages. I looked up to Ryan like he was my older brother, and
I will not do this now.
Always came to him.
Cute. I'm not saying anything, cause I have him blocked on everything. Yes, sir. Of fucking course. Look sick, who made it? Steal from you. Max published a video expose. Why are you talking about yourself in the third person? Max has said enough. Okay, my good friend. The fuck you title.
Advice.
Brother. Did you send? Quality. Get the quality up in here. Oh, that's much better. Oh, my eyes. Why you the type to pick samurai?
Yeah.
Just finished.
I think he does.
You know what? Fine. I will do it. Just had the most genius idea. Fact check myself. Just checking really fast. If there's anything interesting. Say anything. I mean my macro. Incredible movie. Bro, the fuck is GTP? Invite, but oh, already over.
Since it contradicts his disavowing of.
Oh, I'd like to address something many of you have been wondering since we have so much audience overlap. There's a situation that's been unfolding lately regarding Mama Max. In some very unethical practices, he's been employed with his latest video subject. This is true. I'd like to, on the record, state that I'm fully disavow everything he's doing. The situation with him has admittedly been an absolute mess, and I've tried to give him advice on how to navigate through it properly. Yet he has ignored at every turn. Which is true, you ignored every advice anyone gave you. I've since cut ties with Max completely. Someone who I thought I knew and once considered a friend, unfortunately isn't who I thought he was at all. And it's fucking heartbreaking, but it is what it is. I cannot stand by someone who acts the way he does while handling such a delicate situation without any sense of tact. I'm quite frankly embarrassed I ever stood up for him in the past. And while I can't take that part back, I can at least move forward without any further support. To any of you affected by my friendship with and support of Max in the past, I sincerely apologize. I typically am better than this at vetting who I associate with. This is the same thing Mudahar said. However, after this shitstorm, I feel like I've never really known Max at all. Love you guys. Thank you for the support. So let's for one moment think there's something true about what Max said. What would that really change in this situation? Okay, we believe that Nexpo and Mudahar also talk shit. I can definitely believe that they were a shitty friend group. But again, doesn't change much about my opinion on Max. If I'm honest here. Don't know what it's like for you guys, but for me it doesn't really change much.
Of me. Unfortunately for Ryan, you cannot delete messages from group chats that you've already...
The fuck? What the gym is going on? Did they use gym like a curse word?
left. Sorry, Nick, but you're gonna get caught in the crossfire.
What do you mean? It was again just a small part of his video and I'm... Okay, Max.
Blame Muda and Ryan for making me do this. So I believe
fuck. Lol. Do you not want to go? I thought it was the call tomorrow. Is what I said, idiot. I just fucking laughed, loser. I laugh at your lack of intelligence. You know who lacks intelligence? James. I'm gonna groom the shit out of your bagel with Nightcock's media. Okay. You show me stupid jokes. I am flabbergasted.
This was regarding Creator Clash. LOL.
Oh god, Creator Clash. We can never escape.
Do you not want to go?
Oh god, I just read that.
James, I'm gonna groom the shit out of you, Bagel, with Nightcock's media. Nightcock's banned a girl that we knew. He found out she was taken. So Ryan is implying that Jim only wanted single girls in his Discord server. Stop.
Okay, he was a freak to women, and you all were a shitty fan group, and everyone talked shit. Again. Great news.
Bro, what is the context behind this? No one knows. What the fuck, lol? The Jim lore is always expanding, I swear. Can't wait for his redemption arc. Jim when Kitten logs into Discord.
Oh my god, a kitten joke.
Is this Jim? Is this Jim?
Hi everyone, so I just wanted to hop on here real quick and tell you that I am actually breaking up with Jason.
No!
What do you mean
I know.
no? Yes.
I know.
Imagine someone breaks up with you and you're just like, nah, you don't.
Would you guys still be down to do part of the iceberg? I'm gonna pick it up next month after I get a few more vids done. I heard Night Dix is down for the part with young girls. Go suck his cock? Yes, that's all I do, to be honest. VidCon?
Again, yeah, you all talk shit. That's what I see here. And what does it change in the big picture here?
Fell off? Huh? The fuck? I'm sick of you guys treating me like shit.
Again, I'm not surprised creators acting like Haitsulas at the mean girl table. I'm shocked. Truly.
Gonna start a new friend group with Jim.
I don't have to imagine it. It happened to me numerous times. Were you the one who said, no, you don't back up with me? The girl was like, I'm backing up with you. And you were like, nah. Nah, bitch.
Made both of you, to be honest. Dude, you fell off. Damn it, is that a Jim moment? Bro, did you collab with him Pagel of Night Doc? Famous Webby-nominated YouTuber?
You would never break up with me. I would never, Quantum. You know that.
That was a Night Doc's media production. He really went to bat for me this time. That's deep. Want to hear something even more deep and heartbreaking? When I'm with you guys, I feel like I'm the low man on the totem pole. Bro, are you serious, dude? Come on, man. Shit, I feel bad, dude. If it makes you feel better, man, your content's trash and you fell off. But dude, you shouldn't feel that way. Honestly, man, I do. I know my content is far superior, but it's just the algorithm.
These are things Jim would say. Yeah, again, you're mean bitches on the mean girl table.
Man. Dude, just keep trying, bro. Maybe you'll hit the algorithm in 2047. LOL. Pathetic. Yo, what the fuck? How the fuck are you two going to turn me into a gym like this? Yo, what the fuck? So just for context, this is a group chat. Glink invited Ryan and Jim too, and Ryan would often make fun of Jim for wanting to go to events that we were invited to. Let's play a game. Spot the Jim. Lamau. You inconvenience me. Consistently. In other words, when we make a podcast. You tell me, slut.
It's giving the myth of consent. I do. I don't. Isn't there someone you forgot to ask? That does.
Whenever you're ready, we brainstorm names. We include Nick and Jim. Fuck no. Ha 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 ha. Can't have me without Jim. Podcast when? Finally got a name. The Night Docs Media Podcast, a subsidiary of Night Docs Media Incorporated, LLC, 2022. Fuck both of you seeing Night Docs Media live. Got any friends that might want random shit from my place? I got the couches.
I'm so confused about what is happening right now. You're just showing me all your mean girl gossip.
2 beds, a lazy boy chair, 2 desks, office chair, 2 dressers, shelves, etc. Jim. I believe this was right after Jim's house caught fire, by the way. Write that shit down, that's the funniest thing you've ever said. I hope you continue to use it for years to come. I'm sorry I let you down. Lamau. Bro, what is the context behind this? Random DM last night. He's with Oki right now. Oki was asking me about Jim when we met him in LA. WTF, wait, this is for real? I told him we parted ways but didn't delve into detail. 100%. It's real. So I'm assuming they talked about it. Did y'all get invited? I believe this was the invite for Lightwave. Yes, going. I think Jim might be there. Element.
What's going on? Friendly banter and making fun someone they thought was a pedo creep. Yeah. And they didn't even... Okay, he said when the young girls are there. But otherwise, there wasn't even that much pedo shit talk. I will shit talk my friend a lot more if I have been convinced they are a pedophile. Not gonna lie. Or also a person being kicked out of a group over a baseless rumor. Where have I heard this happen before?
FAO typical. I'll ask. Tell them the fucking deal straight. We don't mesh anymore, my mans. I'll let them know. Boys, we merch trading at VidCon? What size shirt you wear, bitch, Muda?
Happened all the time in the in those groups.
Large. Gonna make you a walking advertisement like Jim did.
So I'm no longer Nexpo. I'm officially Night Docs. I'm a walking advertisement. So is Max. Hey, do you feel like you're being used, man? Because you're walking ad.
So I believe this was a text message from Nick to Ryan. I was right, man. Jim's making a statement. Shut the fuck up. What we do? Trying to get a coffee or what? So you can see here, Ryan was always very concerned about Jim speaking up. Holy shit,
oh,
boys.
God.
Anyone see
Again, this is just a mean girl table.
Jim's story? Deleted Instagram off my phone, what'd it say?
Exactly, this is just all of ACC, all of the friend groups.
Showed this tweet with a sappy message. Love it when someone decides that not only are they not your friend anymore, but they poison the well for everyone else you were friends with. Sounds familiar. I think I know who he's talking about. I'm telling you, dude, he thinks everything is 100% me, I know it. It is. So I'm half joking here. Clearly we are all...
Are you done now? Are you done now? This was so unnecessary.
Accountable for shit-talking Night Docs. But up until Mudahar was involved, Ryan was the most vocal about Jim. Fuck you.
And then Mudahar joined your mean girl gossip group. Okay.
I need to talk to you, please. Bro, stop. Photoshopped. LMFAO. You gonna talk to him? No, I don't think I will. So I believe this was during Pick a Side YouTube. Jim was fighting off the commentary channels.
God, he's stupid. Yeah, Jim was fighting off the commentary channels. Jim is Night Dogs, right? I knew I had something like that in mind.
You sure do know how to win a man's heart. Always with you, dude. He reached out to me so many fucking times and you said not to reply and that you had him blocked. So I don't remember ever saying this. So a few months before, I asked Ryan if we should block him, and he told me yes. So I actually didn't tell him to block Jim, I was just asking if we should. But I didn't want to block Jim because I felt he was owed an explanation from the both of us. But whatever.
Why do you talk with your friends if you should block someone? Also, if all your friends believed he was a pedophile creep, wouldn't you as a pedophile hunter dude be very interested in that? To either exonerate him or look really deep into it? I feel like I'm getting brainworms.
Now he 100% thinks I'm the one talking shit about him pulling the strings here. I can talk to him about it if you want. Or we can. Or just not say anything more, I don't know. Up to you. That put me in a shitty spot and now I look like a fucking asshole. I'm sorry,
Don't worry, honey, you all look like assholes.
I didn't even think about that. We should talk to him together then.
No, homie, because Max is a lappa. Yeah, but I think even from Nexpo's perspective, you're like, bro, he's a fucking creep, he touched kids. Why are you not doing your pedophile hunter thing? Brr. These people tire me.
Shut up. Kill yourself.
The only funny thing that Nexpo said.
Why do everyone in Squid Game look the same?
Oops,
Yeah.
sorry,
Something
I punched
to
my
note
mic.
about YouTubers. They spread a lot of rumors. They love to gossip.
Why are you talking like you're not involved in this? Pix wasn't on the clock. Oh, excuse me. I thought Max was the one who was always like, if you don't have the time, make the time. This is important. This is more important than anything you've ever done.
And they love to appear
I'm not talking about Nexpo, I'm talking about Max.
like they don't. But they most certainly do. Keep in mind, this is only what I have saved. There was a lot more in my DMs with Ryan.
I would have thought there would be anything, in those groups. Something more damning. But I guess everything was just in person, I guess. The real, the damning stuff.
And it was much worse in person. It's also pretty interesting that Ryan has privated all of his Cringe Kitchen episodes with me and Jim. And if you go to the ones that are still public, you will notice his audience thinks it's because of my involvement. But all of his videos with me are still public. I think he might be trying to hide some things in those videos that could verify what I am saying.
So actually, I'm going to be joined by Mama Max and Night Docs. Let's get some music going.
Oh, I hate these people. What, that he had called him Night Cocks?
And Night Docs knows I'm not the type to talk at, parties.
Of course you aren't.
I'm a pretty quiet...
Aren't you the dude who, at one convention, got everyone in a room just to tell them, guys, I'm the pedophile hunter. I'm a YouTuber. I hunt pedophiles. I'm Mama Max. Okay, honey.
Quiet guy.
Why he dressed like Dark Pepper? You don't question it.
Mama Max and Night Docs do live together. Yeah, he's actually upstairs right now, working on. I think he's working on his next video right now. You know, he'll be standing there. He might not be saying much, and then you hand him a camera, and things just start happening, and it's really cool.
But people who love to get drunk and run their mouths, that is Nexpo and Mutahar. Luckily for Mutahar, I don't have any evidence of him calling Jim a predator. He mostly did that in person when he was drunk, but from my memory he was very vocal about gossiping not just about Jim, but pretty much every other creator that thought they were his friend.
I swear, straight dudes are the gayest.
Buddha is a wonderful, wonderful human being. You guys have, like, he's exactly like you see on his videos. Like, he's just so full of energy. He's got like the quickest wit I've ever seen. It's so hard.
Cis men shouldn't be allowed to hang out for longer than a few hours. They'll make stuff like Cringe Kitchen. They get overstimulated.
To keep up. Like, I generally have a lot to say about everything.
True, Bubonic. That's why when I have male roommates, we make a podcast. Never have a male roommate again.
In general, but I got nothing on Muda. Muda's got a really hot take on just about everything.
There's so many YouTubers that can substantiate this, like Nick Crowley.
Nick, what the fuck are we watching? Bro.
Bo is literally outing his friends as gossip bitches. Why do you think Ja touched his roommate's butt so much? You know what? It all makes sense now. I haven't seen the world through the cis male eyes.
I need you to tell me, man.
Max, what are we watching, dude?
Trust me, just watch.
Shut up, Nexpo.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
I don't even know what I'm doing here.
Wow.
Get me out of here.
But he's probably gonna defend himself and his friends. But that's okay, because there's one witness who is brave enough to speak up today.
Hi.
Random NPC number 3, is this you?
I go by Prox. I'm here to provide a new perspective on the relationship between Max, Ryan, Muda, Nick Crowley, myself, and Jim. Specifically as a witness as it pertains to the allegations from Ryan and Mutahar that Max destroyed Jim's character. Before I get into the main topic, I want to give context on who I am and why my perspective is important.
Okay. This will change everything.
I've been involved with these guys for over 5 years, and I
This guy looks like my friend from elementary school named Felix.
have first-hand experience with many of the people and events I'm going to talk about. Here's a brief rundown of the projects I've been a part of.
Kaya Turkey Tom? No! Oh.
On April 27th, 2020, I was a part of Ryan's project
I was mentioned in special thanks.
called Ben Drowns Again. On July 15th, 2021, I was part of Ryan's Walton Files analysis.
But the person
You were a
filming
voice
this
actor in there. Great.
can be heard in the background saying the following.
So, on June 24th, 2022, I was a part of Ryan's project, The Darkest Half-Life.
Okay, you ran some projects with the other dudes. I get it. Get to the point.
Which you won't find without the Wayback Machine.
A strange temptation awaits him.
I really need to take these pills.
Bro, same.
This channel used to be called Nexpo After Hours and was publicly available.
Did he steal Augie afterwards?
On May 1st, 2022, I was a part of a video with Ryan and Nick called Meeting Dream at 3 a.m.
Can I kiss you? I mean, can I shake your hand? I mean, can I fuck you? I mean,
You know what? I start to hate men.
Mr. Dream. Oh, it's Dream. Oh my god. True.
This was only a tiny fraction of the stupid shit we'd do at Max's place at the time. On January 18th, 2022, I was in Muda's video titled A Lot Happened This Weekend.
Like Friday night.
Where are you in the credits?
You know, Ryan came over, Prox, and Max came over, and we just kind of like had a good time.
On July 29th, 2022, I was...
He really looks like Turkey Tom, just gayer. Bruh.
a part of Muda's video titled The YouTube Disaster You've Never Heard Of. I wish I was never part of this mostly negative video at all.
And shout out to Prox, by the way.
On April 7th, 2021, I was part of Jim's video titled This Video
Now I can't unsee it, fuck me.
Can physically attack you. I've never been a part of any project that was specifically for Nick Crowley, though we did hang out a lot behind the scenes for very
I don't care how you hang out with, get to the point, what do you want to say, what do you say, come on now.
various other projects like for Max, Ryan,
I would like to go to bed today.
etc. And I've helped Max with almost all of his post-2020 content.
Ah, so you're definitely not biased. Gotcha.
On July 13th, 2021, I uploaded the video titled Raising Cane's Chicken is Not What It Seems.
Why do I care about your Raising Cane's chicken is not what it seems?
Documentary featuring Nexpo, Mama Max, Some Ordinary Gamers, Nick Crowley, Night Docs, and so on. Now that I've established my history with these guys, let me start from the beginning. The story begins for me around August of 2019 when I first met Max.
Okay.
This was shortly after he released his video covering Kanye Quest. Ryan would notice the video and collaborate with Max on the same topic a couple months later. It was around this time, in early 2020, that Max and Ryan would become good friends.
We got it, you all were very good friends and a really shitty friend group. We got that. Bro, fuck this. You will get speed up until you say something interesting.
Max messaged me about a new collaborative project he was going to be a part of that Nexpo was filming, which wasn't too far from me. I
Much
believe it was
better.
the night of April 25th that I drove over to Jim's house and met Ryan and Jim for the first time, where we also pranked Max before he showed up.
I don't fucking care that you pranked Max.
How do you feel about the current health crisis?
Filming for this project, which ended up being Ben Drowns Again,
Look it, it's Nexpo. It's Nexpo from YouTube.
was fun and went smoothly. Most of the time. Ryan was arguably taking this project more seriously than anything he's done before. He gathered several creators together to film a real-life storyline of sorts.
I can chronically crave the man. We get it. We get it. Please. I wish for freedom. Oh my god, here's the next. The next is going. Bubonic tonic. Man frail van du. I love it. Jesus. Thank you guys so much. Oh, my only light in the stream, my only light. In these dark times, in these dark trying times. Is it just me or can't take the fact that they are taking Ben Drowned, a creepypasta, so serious? Listen, it was their life's work, okay? Oh, thank you so much. Let's continue to suffer.
Sorts. Therefore, when Jim tried to share ideas with Ryan, on and off set, whether it's an extra scene there, a drone shot there, etc., the response from Ryan ranged from warm reception to downright frustration. Not too long after the project started, Ryan would voice his frustrations to the rest of us, without Jim being present. A good example would be when Jim would fly his drone over the woods decently far
Okay, so he got annoyed by Night Dog's suggestions. Got you.
away to get some B-roll, before almost entirely losing his drone and panicking about it for the next hour.
Well, the bone was expensive.
This was a detour that caused another delay. In retrospect, though, most of what Jim did wasn't like this at all. Jim's a bit of a clumsy guy who makes mistakes. I mean, who doesn't? But overall, I argue that most of what Ryan was complaining about boiled down to Jim's mostly harmless suggestions and criticisms to him, which Ryan just couldn't bother to be more patient about. Regardless of...
I mean, to be honest, Max also isn't someone who can listen to criticism, so...
Again, how much of an asset Jim was to the project. Behind the scenes on this project was the beginning of a long era for Ryan as we knew him personally, one that was fueled by contempt for Jim. You can absolutely bet that Ryan had a list of complaints after every one of these videos, which he of course started to
So he got annoyed with the other dude. Okay.
only share with Max and I, since this was a continued outlet for venting his frustrations about working with Jim. You know, forget the fact that Ryan and Jim have a longer history together than any of us. Forget the fact that Jim sourced an important location and actor for the film, along with being one himself. Also, forget the fact that Jim made an entire
Okay, he was a bitch. Got you.
score just for this video. Despite how useful Jim was to this project, Ryan just wasn't having it. Ryan's lack of consideration for Jim would only get worse from here. After filming for Ben Drowns-Again concluded, Neff and his partner went home and it was down to the four of us for the rest of 2020. Max started living with Jim for a few months and we would all continue to regularly collaborate, with videos like strange flyers around Portland, Oregon.
I don't fucking care what videos you all made together. Get to your fucking point.
The Randonautica video, the Rabbit Hole video, the Cringe Kitchen episodes, which all featured Night Docs at this point. I mean, they were literally filmed at his house. And, oh yeah, the Kids Chat video, where all of them, including Muda, collaborated and made their own video.
Yeah,
Very
great.
Interesting. What I was mainly up to around this time was just hanging out with everyone off set. We'd go to restaurants, bars, stuff like that.
Are you enjoying your Coke?
It's a Pepsi. Except for one time at the bar we frequented, Jim made a surprise inappropriate comment to me involving our waitress at the time. As he's done...
Is it still about Mama Max? I don't know. So he was the one who got the message from Joe Dangles. Okay, okay.
On multiple occasions. Though this moment was ultimately harmless, it did bring up a discussion among the rest of us about this behavior. Max has stories of Jim flirting with waitresses. So does Ryan. So, much later...
Oh no, wait. I'm retarded. Oh, it was. Okay, it was. Okay.
At the time, as he's done on multiple occasions. Though this moment was ultimately harmless, it did bring up a discussion among the rest of us about this behavior. Max has stories of Jim flirting with waitresses. So does Ryan. So, much later, when Ryan says this...
Another story that led to more of Max believing Jim to be, I guess, a creep, and it involved one trip to a restaurant that he and Jim had way back when Max was living with Jim. Apparently Jim was, making moves on the waitress and, continuously hitting on her, and he just wouldn't stop.
He is insinuating that Max is the only one with stories like this, and that Max was the only one who thought that Jim was acting inappropriate toward waitresses. Already in just this instance of this video, Ryan is either intentionally deceiving everyone by staying vague and manipulating.
He found what she was taking. The waitress haunts the narrative more than the Holy Ghost in the Bible. Yes. Again, I don't really get what he tries to say. Aside from also confirming, yeah, they were all gossip bitches.
Facts. Or, after all these years, he's just turned into an idiot baby that genuinely forgot everything. However, when 2020 was starting to end and Max moved out of Jim's
hot insult
place, an evolution happened. Instead of complaining about Jim's behavior, why don't we just make fun of him? All the time.
Okay.
A group gossip tradition of sorts, spearheaded by Ryan, since, from what I remember, making fun of Jim would be more than half of the things he's ever said around me.
I'll do another one. I don't mean to be a Jim, but...
No, dude, go ahead. Ryan would come over when Max and I were hanging out at his new apartment, busting in and saying shit like, "Yo, is this..."
The waitress is Catherine, haunting the narrative of Wuthering Heights.
Nightcock's media production by Jim fucking Pagel? I'm gonna groom the shit out of you. Out of the darkness, we can all find light.
We saw this already when Max talked.
Ryan would also make fun of his videos. One example that I remember Ryan religiously making fun of was
oh my god, he made fun of his videos. Oh no.
Jim's new character at the time, Noctis. He made this character because in the Rabbit Hole video prior, Ryan donned his rabbit persona, and it was clear that this character was in a group with Max and Jim. So Jim probably thought, hey, I should make a cool character of my own. However, he was already
also doing cool characters is just fun. Just me.
Fighting a losing battle, because the whole character thing was only cool when Ryan and Max did it. He also made fun of this. I
don't play by the rules.
And...
He also made fun of this.
Night Dogs. It's Nexpo. I hope you're doing alright, man. I haven't heard from you in a while. I'm more worried about you.
And so many more.
Am I supposed to care that Nexpo made fun of Night Dogs videos? It's mean, but am I supposed to care?
What am I doing? I agree, brother. What are we doing?
You see, Ryan may look like a calm, calculated, and almost mysterious individual on camera.
Okay.
Off camera, however, he's a huge shit talker. He's also very impatient and quite condescending. In fact, just about every conversation I've seen Ryan in, he's always in the center of it with the loudest voice and the funniest jokes. A big ego only trumped by one other guy I know. Ryan's college jock bro behavior would only be compounded with the introduction of Nick Crowley to the group in March of 2021. Not because Nick was particularly brutal to Jim or anything, he was always very toned back about it compared to what Ryan would spit out daily. And he was a bit late to the Jim lore.
Yes, Ryan was an asshole, but what does it have to do with Mama Mac's situation? That's what I'm wondering the entire time. I hope that there's some point that comes up that's important to that.
But because Nick was involved with the boys now, and there's another cool bro in the group, meaning Ryan has another cool bro friend to boast to, wait.
You know what's the worst? It's already midnight, so I will only finish this segment. And how long is the Mudaha segment? Yeah, no. And then tomorrow I will cover the Mutahar segment, the Spencer situation, the personal question, and the dog, apparently.
What if we replace...
To create my favorite review of Moby Dick, the man is rather tiresome. New Englander of the ethical, mythical, transcendentalist sort. So unbelieved. The solemn ass, even in humor. You feel like saying, good God, what does it matter? Give me a drink. That's what I want just now. This is what the video reminds me of. That's such wise words.
Placed Jim. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. Ryan's been wanting to cut Jim out for a long time, and he took this as the perfect opportunity. As of March 2021, this is the last month I can find collaborations with Jim and the rest of the group. And then there's my video, which appears to be the actual last one. However, it was also filmed in March. It wasn't just some big coincidence that Jim didn't appear in our videos anymore. It was indicative of what was happening behind the scenes. Meanwhile, the rest of us continued with collaborations.
Yeah, you all asked him because apparently someone started a rumor and everyone then just believed, oh no, he's a pedophile creep. Maybe even he was a creep to women. No, maybe he jawed a bit too hard in real life.
Hangouts and all the usual stuff with nothing notable until January of 2022 when we met up with Muda in Houston. This is where I met him and Jen for the first time in person. At this point, Muda was becoming much more involved with the group, or more specifically, Ryan. Nothing too notable, except for Ryan, who wanted me to tell my gym waitress story to Muda and Jen personally. And by this point, it wasn't uncommon for him to encourage others into talking about their own experiences with gym. Why? You should ask Ryan. At this point, though, Jim wasn't just gone, he was still trying to keep touch, which we didn't. And he was
That's so sad.
rightfully upset about this. We took his kindness for granted.
Yeah, he jawed too close to the sun. I can believe that.
Slowly phased him out, and then we dumped him. And the fearless...
Was he even a creep to woman, or was all that exaggerated? Because none of these seem trustworthy at all. Because Joe Dangles said he... I know that Joe doesn't like him. Because it was often said that he tried a bit too hard on her before she got together with Mutahar. So I'm just thinking theoretically here. Like I said, take everything with a grain of salt. I can believe that maybe he's a weirdo to woman. You know, I can believe that. But otherwise I just think, what the fuck? Well, of course, I don't know. I haven't seen it myself. I'm just saying, in the theoretical.
Leader of the boys, the ultimate gym aficionado himself, was happier about this than anyone. If the other guys in the group were forced to tell you the truth, they would tell you something similar. So, that's what happened to Jim. In conclusion, there's a lot more I want to say, but I also wanted
a lot more. You already said too much.
To keep this testimony brief. I don't know.
You call this brief? You said a whole lot of words for a whole lot of nothing.
Who exactly spread rumors that Jim is a predator that abuses his kids. Because I wasn't at VidCon 2022 where these rumors started. I can only tell you what I've personally witnessed.
Oh my god, I wasn't there. Great. So all that means nothing.
Which seems to be the opposite of the picture Ryan and...
Yeah, all you could confirm is that they were all gossip bitches.
Muda want to paint. They pinned this on the one guy who still wanted to maintain contact with Jim at this point. There's something clearly wrong with the mainstream narrative. Based on everything we've just covered, I'll let you be the judge.
Okay, if you really wanna say it like that Max was the only one who wanted to stay in contact with him. Let's just activate our schizobrains here. So you could say that, you know, like I said, just schizobrain. If Max was the one who put these rumors into the world, and then stays in contact with him, could it be to isolate him? And make him so grateful, oh Max, you're the only one who's still here for me. But I also can believe that just the whole friend group was ass. And again, I find it kind of suspicious that this whole friend group believed that this dude was a pedo creep. But Max, the pedo hunter himself, didn't look into it. Didn't try to exonerate him. Didn't look into it if it was true. And maybe even expose him, you know, like, oh, big big YouTuber ousted as pedophile. Yeah. This guy's job all hinges on Max. Seems pretty biased to me, just saying. Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. I don't completely trust it.
Jim deserves to know the truth, and he's long overdue for an apology. Jim, I'm deeply sorry for the way I treated you, and how
Get on your hands and knees and beg for forgiveness.
we all treated you. You deserve better friends.
Alright, we're rolling.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I deserve to have my time back I wasted on this.
So I'm gonna say go this time. I'm probably gonna be like past the cars barely, and I'm gonna run slower. So it'll be a bit easier to catch up and all that. So, alright, I'm gonna go now. Alright, go.
Max would have been all over it if he believed he was a PDF. He would have pretended to be underage so damn hard. He looks even more like Turkey Tom now. Gay Turkey Tom can't hurt you. Wait. Gay Turkey Tom can't hurt you. Gay Turkey Tom.
I'm deeply sorry for the way I treated you, and how we all treated you. You deserve better friends.
Alright, we're rolling.
Okay. So I'm gonna say go this time. I'm probably gonna be like past the cars barely, and I'm gonna run
Hi,
slower.
Cloudy. Hello, my wife. You're back.
I'll be a bit easier to catch up and all that. So, alright, I'm gonna go now. Alright, go.
God, I hate men. What is a psychotic laugh?
Jim, I am so sorry all of this happened to you.
What the fuck?
There's so much more I need to say. I'm down to talk if you're up for it. I miss you, man, and I hope you can walk away from all of this stronger than ever. And no matter how much fire you come under, remember that you're Jim fucking Pagel.
What? This feels weird. This is weird. No, this is weird. This is fucking weird.
Bulletproof. So Max, how does it feel to have Leviathans come for you? Not good, I assume. I mean, you did end up being revealed to be a backstabbing manipulator who betrayed his
I mean, you are a manipulator. And kinda backstabby.
friends and fans. We all know what you did tonight, Docs, Maxi boy, and we do not forget.
Why are you fake laughing?
I understand why you feel this way, given all the videos you must have watched.
You complain about Nicholas' video thumbnail, but I'll be honest, bro.
I understand why
You look much rougher now.
you feel this way, given all the videos you must have watched about me. But I hope hearing...
God, stop the fake laugh.
my side can show you that the truth is a little more complicated than what YouTubers might make it seem.
Ryan? Sure. So, what do you want to say, man? Fucking love you, dude.
I know. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Leviathans are so hard to take serious considering I have an OC named Leviathan. Who's a twink? Damn. That's rough.
Hey Max, longtime fan here. I was wondering quite a few things, actually. Firstly, what is this story I keep hearing about Night Docs and your allegations against him? If you did tell people he was a predator, then Nicholas Diorio is correct in that this situation means two things. You either protected a predator through years of silence, or you lied, attempting to destroy a YouTuber's career. What actually happened there? I don't think Night Docs is a predator. We've made jokes in our friend group. I wouldn't call it predatory.
So the predator hunter learned that haha, it was just jokes? Wait. Hahaha, bro, make a video on him. Hahaha. Apparently, Muda is telling everyone that Jim is a pedo. Fuck it, Night Dogs is a predator, JK. Bro, make a video on him, lol. So you hear that another friend is telling everyone that the other friend is a predator, is a pedo. And you are just like, lol. Bother. A friend's like that.
But I would not call it, I would rather respect his privacy. Secondly...
What? Now you make it sound worse. Excuse me?
Call it predatory. I think Night Dogs is a predator. We've made jokes in our friend group. I wouldn't call it predatory, but I would not call it. I would rather respect his privacy.
Excuse me? Just say he's not a predator. You can't even say that this behavior is not predatory. Bruh. There is a poster of King Jr. there, yes.
Secondly, what's with suing your supposed friend Mutahar for $1 million, telling the victim that he's rich and so seeking $1 million would help with the case?
I basically realized.
Oh god, I just got from therapy. Time to listen to the Chronicle Online Mental Illness again. You come just as I'm about to end stream, Blue. No! Because it's already after midnight. Okay, now it goes to Mutahar. So I will end this for today, so tomorrow we can go over the Mutahar section and the Spencer allegations. I will see how interesting the personal questions are. But this is it for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Thanks for living with me through the pain. I'm sorry. Tomorrow there will be more pain, don't worry. I will also try to be earlier than today because I also got on late. Have a good night, you all. Please, yeah, I microdose it, you know? I microdose the insane shit. So y'all have a good night, good evening, whatever time it is for you. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye!